Wonderful good day, ladies and gentlemen. It's a Zurich event here in Zurich at the Dollar Grand Hotel, and we are now with Cardinal Resources. And with me is Kevin Tomlinson, who is the chairman of the company, who wants to give us a little update. Kevin, welcome. Pleasure.
Thank you very much. Yeah, very good.
Great. Thanks for taking the time. Cardinal Resources, you have been a lot of times on our channels already, so maybe it's good to have a little bit of an update. So I just saw Goldfields got a shareholder. Congratulations on that. Well, I think that's a big sign of confidence.
It is a big sign of confidence that the markets recognize what we're up to. They bought 6.4% of the shares on market, and then they bought another 24.5 million options, tradable options on market as well, for a fully diluted 10.5% roughly.
Oh, that's a big commitment. Wow.
It is a big
fantastic,
commitment. Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
This leads, of course, how much money is in the bank?
We had 18 million at the end of December 31.
Super. Okay, yeah. 18 million. That means you can drill a lot, of course.
Yes.
So, what are the drill plans?
Well, what we need to do is infill the resource and move the resource categories up from inferred to indicated. We also have the deposit open to the north and south, so we'll need to continue with that. And of course, we've drilled holes underneath the deposit, 200 meters vertically below, and it's still open.
Great. How large is the resource by now? Just
at the moment, it's 4.1 million ounces.
That's
so we see that growing significantly over time.
Fantastic. Yeah. Great. Super. To move forward, as far as I know, last year there was a little bit of an, I would call it issue, whatever, with the metallurgy, and it was a bit of an irritation. But I think what a lot of people did not understand, it was like a preliminary thing that needed to be optimized. What's the situation now?
Yeah, that was one hole out of the entire length of deposit, a kilometer-long deposit, 250 meters wide, and at that time was 350 meters deep. We now know it extends to at least 550 meters. We've done 940 samples across the deposit, so we know that the metallurgy is consistent right through, so that hole is indicative of what the rest of the deposit will be able to, the metallurgical results will be like. And we have a huge barrage of 2 tons of material now that's in the lab, being tested from each one of the rock types and the different types of grades that are in those rock types.
Fantastic. So what has the metallurgy now moved approximately? I know you cannot say like a final percentage, but let's say, are we now in the 90s or higher 90s, or still at 85 around percentage?
Well, typically these types of deposits in West Africa are somewhere in the 85 to 90% range for this type of deposit. So we're right now at about 84% roughly recoveries. We know the metallurgical flow sheet is going to be a crush, grind, float, and then a regrind of the concentrate, and we're now optimizing the grind size of the concentrate. The beauty of it is then the mass pull, or the amount of material that needs to be processed at the end stage, is much lower than at the beginning. So 95% of the material that goes into the process goes out to the tailings dam, and you only have to worry about 5% to actually process.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
That will reduce the cost significantly then in the future, right?
Yeah. Super. Big saving.
Okay, perfect. So let's put it that way. What is then, let's say, the larger game plan? I mean, to have a sensational resource like you have, that's fantastic.
Yes.
To bring that up in the categories, that's also fantastic. When would you say, okay, let's start about thinking development phase, maybe production? Then what are the
well, what we're driving toward now is to find out just how large the resource is. We're not going to drill it to the end of the earth, but we do need to know what could be in a pit.
Yeah.
We're doing that work. We're also doing the scoping study or pre-feasibility work right now, and the metallurgy is a key component of that.
Absolutely.
We've hired a CFO, a project manager, a chief geologist, and these things that are now going to help drive us into production. So we're looking very closely at trying to get a PFS done by probably Q3 this year.
Oh, that's fast. Wow, fantastic. And then maybe a feasibility 2018?
The feasibility will roll right into the feasibility right after that. So because we know the flow sheet, this is the real key. It's not like a typical scoping study where you're trying to find which way to go. Exactly. We actually know the way to go, and we're trying to fine tune it now. So it's fantastic.
Fantastic, super. Question would be also projects like yours, where are the, let's say, investment costs normally? I'm not talking particularly on your project, but just for our viewers, an idea. Do we talk about 100 million, 500 million, a billion?
It really depends which size you want to make your mill. Being a junior, you have to be cognizant of the fact that you really can't blow your capital structure, so you have to look at where your share price is, what type of debt that's available, other types of financing. So I couldn't really give you an answer on that one. But the fact that this deposit has such a quick potential payback means that you'll be able to take a lot higher debt load than you would normally consider possible.
Okay, fantastic. Good. Yeah, so from that side, anything you would add?
Well, I think that, Archie Comcides and the guys have done a fabulous job.
Definitely.
Seriously, in 16 months, discovering 4 million ounces and getting a lot larger. It's a unique deposit where it's all in one spot and it's quite wide. So 250-meter wide potential pit floor of mineralization in one spot is not normal. So it's kind of good. And I think that's the big thing that Gold Fields has recognized, that it is a really classy deposit.
Yeah, I mean, anyway, if we look at your shareholders list, that's the who is who of the mining world, I would say.
We have a fantastic list. We got 1832 on there. Of course, Gold Fields, we got Van Eck with we've got Ralph Aldis at US Global. We've got Aganola, we've got Colonial First State. There's a whole bunch of really smart people on the register.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the key. They are smart people.
They're very smart.
They really understood what you are doing.
Well, they stood there for us when we were having the metallurgical issues, and they're fantastic. Really, really great. Yeah.
Super. So we look forward on a later update then in the year, and also when you move on with your drillings, we will report about it. And thank you very much for the update.
A real pleasure.
Super.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, there was Kevin Tomlinson, the chairman of Cardinal Resources, and you heard that the project is well underway. All the, I would say, irritations from last year are solved, and the guys are doing a fabulous job, and it is really a sensational project in Africa. And I would say, check out the company. Thanks for watching us. Bye-bye from Zurich.
Bye-bye.